On today's Maintenance Monday video, we're doing an oil change. And I know what you're thinking, that's just too easy, but in all reality it's the most important thing you can possibly do to extend the life of your vehicle. So it's still important even though if it is relatively simple. So what I'm doing here is on my 2007 UD 1400. It's got the J05 Hino motor. Breaking the drain plug loose. It's a 24 millimeter drain plug, a 24 millimeter socket, and I got to get a little extra breaker bar to get it broken loose. It shouldn't really be that tight, but in this case it is. I change my oil roughly every 4,000 miles, which is probably a little too frequent, but I also run a lot of hours on the Vortex truck mount, so I think it probably equivalates to probably 10,000 miles between oil changes. So we got that broke loose. I'm getting ready to drain it into the pan. Once you break it loose, it should be hand tight. Should unthread pretty easily. Make sure you warm up your vehicle a little bit before you change the oil. And I'm going to come in here in a second with a small sample bottle. This is to go to Blackstone Laboratories. I like to get my oil tested at least every other oil change, if not every oil change. It's a $28 investment, but they can tell you a world of information about how your engine's health is. So you'll get information on whether there's moisture, coolant in the oil, how many additives are left. If you want to extend the life of your oil, they can help you with that. And just an overall analysis is excellent information to extend the life of your vehicle. So here we are on the opposite side of the engine. We're going to drop this oil filter. The oil filter on the Hino motor is basically right behind the wheel on the passenger side. I use this giant pair of channel locks to break it loose. I picked these up at Tractor Supply one day by accident and they've just been awesome. But you can use a large oil filter wrench. Just be careful once you break it loose. It's going to drain for a little while. And then once it does that, it's going to be a little slippery, so just be careful as you get that thing lowered and down into the drain pan that you try not to make a huge mess. I pretty much use Wix filters on everything when they're available. I just love the Wix filter, and I'll put a link below where you can get this specific one off of Amazon. This is the 57080 for the UD truck. I'm not sure the part number for the other medium duty trucks, but if you need help finding one, let me know and I can for surely find out. And there's some mixed opinions on this, but I always like to fill my oil filter up. I know some other YouTubers have said that that's basically unfiltered oil, but it's brand new oil out of a brand new jug, so I don't see how it has really any contaminants in it. So I like to fill the oil filter up at least most of the way. I think it gives you a split second quicker oil pressure the first time you crank it up. And then make sure you use your finger to put a little bit of oil on that seal in the gasket just to make sure that it's lubricated and it seals up well. So here we're just putting that oil filter back into place. It's filled, so it's pretty heavy, so just be careful. I have a little difficulty getting this one started. You just got to get it at the right angle and wiggle it around until you get the thread started right. Make sure it threads up very easily by hand all the way up, because if you get this cross-threaded, you're going to be in a world of hurt. Once you get it threaded up, you just want to get it hand tight, and then use both hands to get just one extra quarter turn on the gasket. Really no need to go any tighter than that. Now it's time to throw the drain plug back in, so I just wipe off the face of that oil pan so it's nice and clean. Thread it up, make sure it threads in by hand all the way so you know it's not cross-threaded. And put the wrench on there for just a nice snug turn. You really don't have to bear down on it real hard. Just make sure it's nice and snug. And that's all it takes. And now we're going to start filling it back up. And the oil I'm using here is actually a Delco brand 5W40 full synthetic diesel oil. I used this particular brand this time because I actually picked up 3 jugs. These are 2-gallon jugs, and I picked up 3 of them on the Walmart clearance aisle for $13 a piece. So I use them. This is my last one, and then I'll go back with something normal. My opinion on this has always just been that it's less important the brand of the oil and more important that you change it as often as you need to. So this particular engine will take that 2 gallons and then maybe another 1.5 quarts. I think it calls for 9.5 or 10 quarts of oil. So, and I'm getting ready to waste a little bit of it here anyway. Need to get me a bigger funnel for this. I pull it out and let some air in, make a boo-boo. But anyway, that's pretty much it to the oil change. I'm going to fill this up, run it for a few minutes, check it all for leaks good, and then I'm good for another few thousand miles. So if you ever have any questions servicing your UDB, feel free to give me a call anytime. If I can help you, I surely will. Make sure you like and subscribe for all of our maintenance videos. Thanks for watching.